This one is from the Marriage Advice subreddit from Alice in Nowhere Land. Title: Husband asks for divorce and changes his mind a lot. My husband, 38 male, and I, 34 female, have been married for nearly 10 years. We have kids. So real cracks started showing last year. There's been a lot of things that have contributed to this, such as me being like a single parent, doing everything for the kids, doing all the housework, and basically expected to be a 50s housewife, but with a full time job and without the added bonus of him even bothering blue jobs. I would do all the DIY jobs too, which I actually love doing, but I'm trying to imply that he's not just expected me to be a housewife and he does man jobs. He started becoming more withdrawn and would barely talk to me or spend any time with the kids. He would blame it on the fact that he would always ask for me and didn't want to go without me, but that was because they were not used to being with him. I definitely tolerated it for far too long, and when he snapped at me for something, I snapped back and spelt it all out for him. And he retaliated by producing screenshots from my WhatsApp he saved in which I moaned about him to my friends. Generic frustrations about him not doing anything at home and getting annoyed when he had to help me clean the house, etc. And then he said, let's divorce. We were going through financial proposals and agreements, though didn't quite initiate it online. Then he became more engaged with the kids and more at home, etc. And then we kind of decided to give it another shot and went away on a mini break together and had a few kid-free events, family holidays, etc. Then the withdrawing and coldness started back again at the end of September. And we had an argument at the end of October, and the next day he said that this is clearly not working out and we should get a divorce. I didn't even feel devastated by this because I grieved this divorce for 2 months last time. We got in a few disagreements, not argumentative, just frustrations over how long he has to wait to get any money out of the house due to divorce procedure timelines. But he was saying he can't wait to get out of this house, etc. I did look at his emails. I know, my bad. And turns out he went to a house viewing in August, right in between the few nice family days out and whilst we were good, telling me he had to go into work on that day. That absolutely floored me. Due to his reluctance in waiting for ages to get his equity through divorce, we again haven't initiated the official proceedings. I've also been crazy busy at work because I was switched off for like 2 weeks because of this and work stacked up. Fast forward to a few days ago, and we've been quite amicable throughout, but he's just snapped back into normal mode and asked for a cuddle and looked disappointed that I pulled away after a minute and went to another room to watch TV. It's mirroring to what it was like the previous time, but I'm not as accepting this time. He even said that we can start looking for a dog in March after I brought up that I saw my dream dog again. I don't know what to do. How can I even trust him anymore? I don't know what to do. We have been more like best friends and romance has been lacking, but we have 2 small kids and married for a long time. He's been doing a lot more with the kids, but I can't just live on edge wondering if he's just going to leave me at any moment. I have never checked his emails, so I know that was a big thing I did, and clearly I have lost my trust. But when we're good, it's so easy and I love my home life, but I'm just wondering if I'm scared for the separated life as it's an unknown. I'm going to actually read one of the comments here because this commenter, with the context of what we had, is pretty close. So, Adventure Wah, I see 2 people in the wrong, but I will say that you're more in the wrong. At the risk of criticism, I see things apparently others aren't picking up. Obviously, whoever posts will do so and make themselves seem better. The reality is, it takes 2 to destroy reconciliation. Obviously, you both have serious communication problems. You attacked him to your friends on socials, poisoning the well. My guess is these attacks included things you've never communicated with him about. I'm also guessing he did or does a lot more than you mentioned for your family. I know this because you gloss over your shortcomings and deflect blame that should be at minimum shared. He was planning for the inevitable and protecting himself and wasn't telling you because you would have sidetracked his plans. You can't trust him. He can't trust you. Since you have no control over him and only have control over your own actions, you need to decide if you really want to reconcile. If you do, you must put in the effort to improve your interactions. You must work on your shortcomings. He wants to stay married and to work on things, but he's not seeing enough from you. I'm going to read OP's response. Like I said, I agree with part of it. I don't agree with all of it. It wasn't on socials. It was in a private conversation through a social app. 2, I guarantee you he does exactly as little as I said. Actually, okay, scratch that. He does cook, but then expects me to clean, do the washing, put the washing away. He's never brought an item of clothes for the kids. 2/3 of the toys in all their lives. He has no idea what's going on with their school, when they have days to bring things in, etc. I'm summer holidays. He didn't plan to be off or any clubs because he's expected me to plan this or take time off. I asked him to put a mirror up 2 years ago and it's still not up. Printer wasn't working a few weeks ago. Guess who fixed that? Kid's iPad was lagging. Guess who fixed that? Our sink was leaking. Guess who fixed that? Number 3, I try to communicate with him and he freezes me out cold because he says I'm being critical of him and then won't talk to me for days. When we get in arguments, he walks out and leaves us for a whole day. So I just stopped trying. 4, how could I sidetrack his plans? He needs money from the house, which I'm willing to give him, but under UK law, he has to wait till the divorce is finalized. Him looking for a house was plain disrespectful and wasteful because he can't buy it anyways. 5, you tell me to work on my shortcomings. You go work on yours because you clearly need a therapist because you're more messed up in the head than my husband. God, I hope you don't have a partner because they'd be a martyr to be with you. All right, OP, here's what I'm going to say. And I hope you let your husband hear this. Divorce is not meant to be used as a weapon for manipulation. Divorce threats are not to be used to win an argument. What I would say is your husband has brought up divorce twice. And then, yes, nothing really changes, but then he clicks back in. So the next time he says it, tell him. You're not going to use that word as a way to control a situation. If you are truly feeling that way and you're asking for help, then babe, we need to try and find a couples counselor, something to try and work out those problems. I don't think divorce is the end all be all first answer for everything. What I will say is ignoring it won't change it. Making excuses to let it continue won't change it. It'll just make it last longer. You definitely need to be talking to somebody, but both of you do. You need to get your feelings out. He needs to get his feelings out. And you need to see if there is a place that you guys can work from together. So both of you, stop being idiots. Fix your shit. Stop talking about divorce. Go talk to a therapist. See if there's something that can be worked out. If you've tried everything and nothing else works, then let that come to the table. But also let him know you're not going to accept that as a way to be threatened into doing what he wants you to do. If he does it again, just look at him and say, okay, there's the door. Because if he's asking for it, he's going to be the one that's stepping out. Or is he going to take on the 3 kids you guys have and take care of them for you to leave? So those are kind of the options. But don't let that be the option. Figure it out. Sit down. Talk to each other, not at each other. Wish you the best.